Unknown classification.
It isn't one of ours. Take it out.
This is Spartan 117.
Can anyone hear me? Over.
Isolate that signal. Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that ship?
Sir, finishing this fight.
Hey guys, this is the Ozark of Flame.
And I'm Chewy.
And we are about to enter a match that's the twisted love child of two of our most hotly debated matches from round one.
So let's get down to it.
This is Master Chief versus Kefka.
Yep.
So let's get started with personality and backstory.
Yeah.
And we almost don't need to comment about this one.
No.
Master Chief is the poster boy of bland, personality-less Marines that just follow orders. You guys harp on Samus. Seriously.
Yeah,
really.
no, I would actually prefer Samus over Master Chief on this one, on the sole grounds.
I could go
that they at least attempted to do something.
And I could go on forever on how they actually sort of did, but that's not the point.
That's not the point. The point is that
Kefka is...
Master Chief has nothing.
Yeah, and Kefka, well... He was the kind of villain that was always in your face, which is a first for Final Fantasy. Like, everyone before that, Chaos, the Emperor, Xande, Zeromus, Golbez even, like, X-Death, like, they would just... Really, they sent their minions to attack you, and most of the time, unless it was on, like, a few occasions, they'd just send their minions and just sit back in their base. Kefka, on the other hand, he'd just come right out, say some of his annoying stuff, fight you even, and then just run off and fight you another day. And we find out later that he's a nihilist.
The whole fact he has nihilism is on itself better than Master Chief. Like, I have a personal opinion about Master Chief that I don't want to say because I know it's like flame bit, but essentially, he's like he's a statue you move around with a controller. Anyway, we're going this way off topic. Let's go to well, character achievements.
I guess do we have anything to say for backstory about them?
Not really. He's really Spartan training 101. Not that Spartan training, but like Spartan in the sense of Spartan Mark II training.
Yeah.
Training from hell for all you guys who do TV tropes.
Yeah. And I guess Kefka, he was an experiment. He was experimented with Magitech, and he basically became insane from the experimental stages of the treatment. Which, like, usually he's, like, Kefka at this point is evil for the sake of being evil, and mostly that doesn't make for a good villain, simply because you can't sort of see why they would go evil after that. It's like, they don't really have too much, how to put it, moral sort of lessons to be taught, like, don't do this or don't do that. Well, the more I think about it, there is. Don't fuck with science, is what it is.
Yeah.
So, Kefka wins both personality and backstory.
Yep.
So now, let's cut to character achievements.
It's actually a pretty hard one, because if you think, like, look at what Master Chief's done. He basically saved the Milky Way galaxy from two beings that wanted to... Well, he just saved the Milky Way galaxy from one being that wanted to eat it, and he also saved the entire human part of the galaxy from ones who just wanted to destroy humans and also destroy the entire galaxy on itself. So you're looking at a galactic scale here, and he did it by himself.
And yeah, that is incredibly impressive. But then we have Kefka, who pretty much succeeded. Like, from the opposite point of view, you have all these, like, the Flood and the Covenant tried to basically wipe out everything. Mm-hmm. Kefka pretty much did that. He used his light of judgment to wreck the world and tear it to pieces, And then even when he became a god, like, he actually still did stuff instead of, like, just sitting back and letting his minions do the work. He used his light of judgment to blow up cities, even when he was a god, and you'd be there to see him do that. So, and that's pretty much it. He became a god, Kefka. Like, literally, he absorbed the source of magic itself, and when you defeat him in the end, like, all the magic in the world runs dry and disappears. Kefka just destroyed magic.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty much an achievement of itself, being god.
Being a god and saving the galaxy are just two insanely difficult things. So do we call this one a tie, even?
I think we should, because you think he became a god, but his scale is basically just one planet. Really, it doesn't go off to many other planets. You saved an entire galaxy from two factions. I mean, if anyone knows history in any way, shape, or form, and fighting on two fronts, that's essentially what Master Chief did. So I say take it as a tie.
Yep. Fighting on two fronts, and then godhood. We can't compare the two.
No.
So then, but this one is just a no-brainer. Iconic value, just Master Chief.
Well, you could kind of say Kefka because a lot of people know it, but then again,
but he's
Sephiroth, right? If you were to think of a Final Fantasy villain of the wider stream of things, you think Seph and Kefka, but shooters.
And even then, it looks to me like Dissidia is going out of its way to basically dwarf FF6's name in favor of Final Fantasy VII's. Like, they have a crappy arena for Final Fantasy VI introduced in the new one. No new characters. Both characters are on the villain side, and it's just... Overall, it looks like they just really don't give a crap about Final Fantasy VI, and that disappoints me, because that was probably my favorite in the whole series.
I never played Final Fantasy.
So they're basically they're basically going out of their way to make sure that Kefka doesn't win this category.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you know what? They succeeded, because he doesn't have the iconic helmet, he doesn't have...
If you think of Halo, you think Master Chief. You don't think Noble Team, you don't think Reach, you think Master Chief. Right?
Mm-hmm. So Master Chief, without a doubt, wins this one. But this, it ultimately comes down to who would win in a fight, and we have technology versus magic.
Bam, 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 bam. Flick.
Ultima, Light of Judgment, Godhood, Dead Spartan.
I think so.
Do we really have to, well, I mean, he does have the Spartan laser,
yeah,
but
I was about to say, I mean, if you can get a lucky shot in with a sniper rifle and hide, I guess. But
sorry, go ahead.
If you look at the whole scale of things,
from long range, Chief is toast.
Yep. What about close range?
Close range, he has the energy sword, and Kefka does have Havoc Wing. I don't know, but then again, he is still a god at that, even at close range, so...
Yeah, but he's still mortal, right? He's not, like, immortal?
Well, he dies at the end of the game,
yeah, so I don't know, I say just in the sole fact that sure, I win at long range, I win at short range. To get to the short range, I have to fight through long range.
And he could even use a long range attack at short range, think about that. So.
Yeah, so... Bam, bam. Kefka wins.
Yep.
So 2.5 to 1.5.
And this is a victory for the psychotic clown jester person.
Yep. And by the way, we forgot to mention, like, if you think about it, even compared to the Joker himself has more personality than I don't know. Going backwards after the already went on.
Although the Joker is an anarchist rather than a nihilist. I could get into that how he isn't a Joker ripoff. They're similar, yeah. I can't be naive about that, but...
Anyway, save that for a blog later, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it. Kefka goes on to the next round and Chief stays behind. I'm Chewy.
I'm the Autarch of Flame.
And we'll see you guys next time.